Welcome to the Enactus World Cup 2021. I'm Adesina Sanchez, and it is such an honor to be here at my 6th Enactus World Cup as a co-host to guide you through so many exciting moments. The Enactus World Cup highlights great work, great projects, and excellent teams that take on action and drive impact throughout the year, even if those years were 2020 and 2021. As the world experiences the crushing effects of COVID, and the variances that continue to drive us to think and act differently, Enactus students, staff, teams, academic and business leaders have worked harder than ever to champion entrepreneurial action to help create a better, more sustainable world. Every day, we get a step closer to gathering again as we all deserve. Today, we're remote. Next week, I'll be joining the EWC team at Enactus and my co-host Jeff Houghton at the studios in Kearny, New Jersey, just across the river from New York City.
Hi, Adesina. Look forward to joining you live in the studio next week, and welcome everyone to the Enactus World Cup. While I've been a part of Enactus for a long time, this is my first World Cup, so I'll take special care for those of you who are also experiencing your first Enactus World Cup. So no worries, I got you. Some of you may have experienced 20 years of Enactus World Cups, and coming up in our next session today, you will meet one of those veterans who is also an alumni of Enactus. It's highly unlikely that anyone has been to 21 Enactus World Cups because there's only been 20 years. So throughout this year, starting today, we celebrate together our 20th anniversary year of the Enactus World Cup. So where have we been all this time? You might say we've been around the world just a few times, starting with World Cup in London 2001, then off to Amsterdam, Mainz, Germany, Barcelona, Toronto, Paris, New York City, Singapore, Berlin, Los Angeles, Kuala Lumpur, Washington, D.C. in 2012, sunny Cancun, Beijing, Johannesburg, Toronto, back to London, 2 years in San Jose, then 2020, the year that changed everything. Even before COVID arrived, we declared the 2020 EWC theme as Lead Change. Who knew how much that would mean to us? That was the year Enactus leaders around the world did more than just a pivot. Enactus converted more than 36 events around the world to online experiences within just 6 weeks' time. This was an incredible feat. We didn't want to cancel anything, and we knew that our mission was more important than ever. Here's a quick look back to the Enactus World Cup 2020 in the year that was.
Uncertain times is the time for next-gen leaders.
How can we work closely with communities safely?
Think about the communities that became more digital and how you can today connect from Nigeria to a community that is in South America.
All of these people are trying to solve the same problems.
I hope to see that every single year brings more innovative and impactful projects from students.
The essence of telling a great story is telling something that you really feel, something that is authentic to you.
What's so powerful about cinema or film is that it's global.
This is our time to celebrate our global community as we, together, lead change.
A reality of people whose lives were totally transformed into the happiest.
For a world with equality for people and responsibility for the environment.
In 2019, 7 out of the 10 most polluted cities in the world were in India.
What if we found a way to not use plastic at all? Our solution is Earth Suds.
Congratulations to the team from El Azhar University representing Egypt.
Thanks to everyone who made the best of 2020. And while we're working on safely gathering again soon, we are online worldwide webbing it once again in 2021. We thank you for helping us share Enactus World Cup 2021 now through November 21st. You can rewatch anything you missed and invite your friends and family to join by simply registering at enactus.org/World Cup.
We do deserve to get back on the world stage together with all the energy, action, and impact that is Enactus. In the meantime, there's a lot to experience from the comfort of home anywhere on the planet at this year's Enactus World Cup. Don't miss a moment. Check the registration app and pull up to all the action. A showcase of the early stage projects is today. It's the startup energy, the spark of the big ideas and innovation that everyone should experience. Race fans, here's a few super sessions for you. Top teams presented the finish line at one race for oceans, the race for climate action, and the race to rethink plastics. And if that's not enough, we're launching the new Race to Feed the Planet. You race, we'll planet. Hashtag we all win.
All right, think fast. The 77-Second Film Festival is packed with extra impact and bright young creators. With close to 200 entries and tens of thousands of votes, now you can help determine the very best in the top 10. Who's it going to be? It's up to you to select the very best of the 77-Second Film Fest.
For students of the planet, change makers, academic leaders, and business innovators, there are more sessions to learn from, like Food for the Planet and economic inclusion through the entrepreneurial action. And yes, this year's World Cup 20th anniversary welcomes a new president and CEO of Enactus on the CEO Fireside Chat coming up Tuesday.
And of course, in the 20-year tradition, the competition is on. From 32 qualifying countries, many of you will help determine the top 16 teams, starting today and running through the weekend. Then it comes down to the final four, 1 week from today. So, who's next to change the world for good?
There will be a new world champion team when the Enactus World Cup 2021 is one and done. Now it's time to meet the first half of the World Cup presenting teams. Let's go.
What if it only took 2 minutes to catalog an item?
This is where Circex comes in.
Circex is an in-house built proprietary application that uses AI and machine learning to automate the cataloging process.
In order to tackle these problems, we, as the Enactus Bohos team, carried out this unique bread waste-oriented project in Azerbaijan to take the burden from the shoulders of farmers, create new job opportunities, and contribute to the development of agricultural sector in Azerbaijan.
We focused on the challenge to solve the issue of carrot production waste and led us to develop a project called Raízes, or translated Roots, that is structured around reverse logistics, transforming the production waste into a cattle feed supplement.
We upcycle spent coffee grounds and use the oils to make scented candles. We save coffee cups from being thrown away and help young aspiring artists to find their audience. With this project, we contribute to 4 Sustainable Development Goals.
Our new supply chain, market positioning, and channel strategy have put us in a stronger and more sustainable position, not just financially, but in our ability to scale our environmental impact as well.
In fact, we are continuing to innovate to remove even more plastic from our everyday routine.
We have sold over 8,000 nutritious as well as appealing soft meals to the elderly so they can enjoy good food at home. We have also supported over 400 caregivers in taking care of their elderly with dysphagia.
We noticed that Egypt is facing an epic shortage of medical supplies, especially guns, which are normally imported from abroad. Once we identified this huge market gap, we doubled our efforts and focused on filling it by using our antibacterial alpha cellulose to produce high-quality medical gowns.
To ensure the sustainability of this project, we plan to grow variable plant by diversifying into lemongrass, lavender, tea tree, and many more plants to produce products such as soaps, cosmetics, and body lotion.
Our mission is to bring all this food back to the people because it's absolutely safe to eat. We reduce waste by putting these foods back into the cycle. We save money and recycle food at different stages of the value chain, including production.
"76% of the locals use a body lotion on a daily basis. Most of them right after their shower in the early evening. And that's when our idea was born. A body lotion that provides a safe protection from mosquitoes.
With these 2 operating centers, we have been able to employ a total of 18 permanent workers, 9 at each center and 11 part-time workers, satisfying SDG 8, decent work and economic growth.
What do? We are a platform, Android app and website that connects national and international travelers with community and rural tourism, provided by community guides and ecological lodgings in leading now destinations in Guatemala.
We have now set up 9 hubs across 7 states, employing 59 individuals. Our entrepreneurs are now earning $270 monthly with an increase of 100% in their incomes.
This October, we are collaborating with the largest female sporting body in Ireland to empower coaches to bring the anytime in the month values to the playing field. We will continue to overcome the awkward conversations around periods and continue to break down barriers in our pursuit for period justice.
Cognac will be a technological solution, transforming CO2 into ethanol in a carbon-negative process which does not add, but rather removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. But why ethanol? Ethanol at the moment is almost entirely derived from agriculture. It is primarily used for fuel, but also food, medicine, and cosmetics.
Because of these changes, we created an online platform called OaksMed with high-quality courses consisting of recorded video lessons, webinars, and consultations with high-qualified professionals and doctors.
Welcome everyone to the Enactus World Cup. Your attendance today continues a great tradition of competition, collaboration, and celebration. While the genesis of Enactus started over 45 years ago as students in free enterprise, it is the Enactus World Cup that is the preeminent flagship experience that brings together the entire Enactus community. Today, we celebrate 20 years of Enactus World Cups, 20 years of positive impact in local communities around the world. Each year, we hear from teams of young changemakers, creators, entrepreneurs, social innovators who are working in the most challenging conditions to do something much greater than themselves. Now, this week, we're going to meet teams of passionate global citizens who are focusing on actions, not words. Cleaning up our oceans and our waterways, rethinking plastic, taking on climate change, finding ways to feed the planet, and dreaming up new business opportunities to drive economic inclusion through entrepreneurial action. The results shared this week are the culmination of journeys that started months ago. Our 72,000 students across 1,800 campuses have been working throughout the year. Even through COVID, students persevered to build teams, conduct needs assessments, and work extra hours to take on some of the world's greatest challenges, all with the aim of driving positive impact for people, planet, and prosperity. Last year, competing teams provided over 926,000 people with access to healthier food, over 1.7 million people with access to clean water and sanitation, and provided over 3.5 million people with improved health services. Now, for a better planet, over 700,000 people gained access to clean water, 4.6 million tons of waste was prevented, and nearly 6 million tons of CO2 was reduced. When it comes to prosperity, over the last year, nearly 4,000 new businesses were created, with 18,000 new jobs and over 800,000 women gained access to new job skills. And behind all of these numbers and all of these projects is an Enactus student. At Enactus, we believe investing in students who take entrepreneurial action for others creates a better world for us all. It's that simple. This is the greatest investment we can make in our future. This is an investment that creates measurable action and positive impact within our lifetime. It is free for students to join Enactus. When they do, they're supported by a network of business innovators, academic leaders, mentors, and Enactus staff dedicated to co-creating a better, more sustainable world together. What connects that network is a fire inside, an infectious entrepreneurial spirit that is at the heart and soul of Enactus. This is passion on purpose. When you're 20 years old, it can be hard to connect your passion to a greater purpose. When I was 20 years old, I was focused on art and the history of Japan and architecture. But then I became a business leader and a CEO and a family leader and an advocate supporter of Enactus, one of you wanting to do better. But connecting passion to purpose is precisely what we do here at Enactus. Students are given the opportunity to use their passion for the arts, outdoor adventure, coding, AI, and much, much more to achieve a greater purpose. Simply put, students who have the passion and the power to change the world for good should. And we should be there for them. This is a legacy opportunity to change the future for good. At this year's Enactus World Cup, you will learn about new, exciting opportunities, including the early stage showcase, Prime for investment and mentorship. If you like to go fast like me, you will love the 77-second films of impact with hundreds of new entries, tens of thousands of votes, and a world of unlimited ideas. Grab a front row seat to the exciting world races, driving innovation for climate action, our oceans, rethinking plastics, and the new race to feed the planet. And of course, our main event. From the 33 qualifying countries this year, judges from all over the world will choose our final four. And then one team will become the Enactus World Champion. The Enactus World Cup 2021 has something for everyone, with academic sessions, business minds, global citizens, and students of the planet together. This year, we will also recognize the leadership of past President and CEO Rachel Jarash, and we will introduce to you Enactus' new leader, Robin Furman. I hope you'll join me for the special CEO Fireside Chat to welcome Robin. We're celebrating the 20th year of Enactus World Cup online to ensure the safety of all of our participants while creating a fun and engaging week. I look forward to gathering together with you in person soon through a hybrid experience that continues to allow everyone to participate. And finally, I want to personally congratulate all the students, mentors, alumni, partners, special guests, and Enactus leaders. This week, we celebrate you and the work you do throughout the year. Thank you for bringing us your passion on purpose, and welcome to the Enactus World Cup 2021.
The special CEO Fireside Chat with Gonzalez Bick and the past and new CEO of Enactus is coming up Tuesday. At this moment, here's a special thanks to Rachel Jarash, former president and CEO of Enactus.
Rachel, thank you for everything that you've done for Enactus and your leadership here's looking at you.
So I'm fond of talking about special moments, and the last few days have been filled with many of them. And for me, this is yet another one.
Rachel, once we talked about how we wanted to make our mothers that are no longer here with us proud. And today I can tell you for sure that you have made not only her, but all of us proud of your amazing work at Enactus.
You've seen opportunity. You saw something greater than yourselves, and you brought all of your skills and your knowledge, your passion, and your courage to start something amazing.
We are grateful as Enactus to have had you as our Enactus Global CEO, and you have been a huge catalyst in the success of this organization.
Enactus was very instrumental in my development as a student leader, and that is because of the strong leadership of this organization.
Enactus has had an insanely positive impact on all of us members. Not only have we learned so many entrepreneurial skills that have helped shape our future, but it's also provided us with the opportunity to take responsibility and hold ourselves accountable to our community. So thank you so much for leading Enactus.
At Enactus, we know what a privilege it is to work with students, with our business partners, with our alumni and other organizations, and we seek nothing less than to change this world through the power of business.
Enactus helped me to better understand what it means to make social impact through entrepreneurship.
The World Cup experience was truly one of the lifetime experiences. The vibe that I got there, that youth came from all over the world to showcase their ideas to change the world.
Enactus has had a positive impact on my life by teaching me about how to better the world around me and providing me with an internship.
Enactus has given me so much in my personal and academic life, and it's helping me get forward in my career. It's helped me find myself.
Enactus helped us to discover our passion of helping others.
Will you face this challenge with me? Will you commit now more than ever to live the Enactus values? And will you commit now more than ever to use the power of business to improve our world?
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rachel.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you for leading Enactus.
Thank you for being a big part of Enactus.
May you be blessed.
Who's next to change the world for good? Keep watching the Enactus World Cup 2021.
While teams work throughout the year on a variety of impactful projects, at the start of this year's Enactus World Cup, we have completed our national events and team audits. And now, we're down to the top 10 teams of the 77-second Film Fest. We're down to the top 13 teams across 3 world races and 32 qualifying countries for the Enactus World Cup. In the presentations, you'll find a focus on the outcomes of team projects, but we also encourage teams throughout the year to collaborate, share insights, open source innovation, and speak to the impact they themselves experience through Enactus. For everyone's benefit, here are precisely the criteria judges will look to in the team presentations and the team report. Which Enactus team most effectively demonstrated entrepreneurial leadership to drive business and innovation for sustainable, positive impact to benefit people, planet, and prosperity within the last year? In the Judge's Guide, further definition is provided for entrepreneurial leadership, business, and innovation, as well as sustainable positive impact. Good luck to all the teams at Enactus World Cup 2021. Join us on the journey of passion on purpose.
My hands I lift to worship, to thank and to praise. I let go, I let go. I fall back into faith.
Please welcome a true champion of Enactus, former CEO and president of Unilever, and now the co-founder of Imagine. He is a pioneer and passionate champion of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Here is Paul Polman.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Paul Polman, the former CEO of Unilever and the founder of Imagine. Let me first start by thanking Rachel for her incredible leadership over the last 5 years and welcoming Robin as the new president and CEO. Enormous shoes to fill, but I know you will. Unilever has always been engaged with Enactus and will do this for many, many more years to come. I've always said we're short of leaders and trees, and you are actually one of the best and most effective leadership creation organizations. And not only that, you're actually translating that into concrete action. 72,000 leaders are participating each year. Over 4,000 new businesses have been created as a result of your activities. You are an incredible force for change. Most importantly, each of you individually, but especially collectively. You're young, you're creative, you're technologically savvy, you're purpose-driven, and you understand the power of partnership. I have a simple vision for Enactus, that you create a network of millions of leaders that affect the billions of people that need it most, to create indeed this more inclusive, equitable, and sustainable world for all. The reality is the world needs it now more than ever. And most excitingly, it's probably the biggest opportunity that we have as well. I love your theme of passion on purpose for this World Cup. And also the categories that you look at of people, planet and prosperity is spot on. Mark Twain said it well when he said there are two important moments in life. The day you were born and the day that you found out why you were born. And he was talking obviously about finding your purpose. Passion, noble as it is pursuing your own objectives. But purpose is putting yourself to the service of others. Understanding that by putting the interest of others ahead of your own, you're ultimately better off yourself as well. That is what I call the moral or courageous leadership. It needs both the heart and the head. And as COVID has shown, the best leaders have a high degree of humility, humanity, empathy, compassion, strong purpose sense, working in partnership, thinking multi-generational. These are the type of leaders that you're creating. Now, great companies, those that create significant value over an extended period of time, are increasingly guided by something deeper, a purpose that extends beyond profit. Colin Meyer defined it well in his book Prosperity when he talked about purpose as something that is to profitably address the issues of people and planet. Purpose creates a unifying vision. It drives ethical behavior, and it's a powerful driver of culture as well. For Unilever, we made our purpose making sustainable living commonplace, putting it at the heart of everything we did. A business model that was long-term, multi-stakeholder, where profits were the result of what we did, not a single-minded objective. Now, most importantly, is to drive purpose into an organization requires us not just to make the statements, but to actually live it on a daily basis. And it is true that still too many companies make the lofty words and sentences, but actions often don't match. Many of the people think that the rhetoric at the top is not translated into specific actions in the company. I call these companies purpose in disguise or purpose on the periphery, because anytime a tougher call needs to be made, they tend to prefer the shareholder or gravitate again towards this shorter term. Now, some people believe that there is an inherent tension between purpose and profit, and that they are at different ends of the spectrum. I personally think it couldn't be farther from the truth. Purpose is not the sole pursuit of profits, for sure, but it's the animated force for achieving that. At Unilever, we talked profit through purpose. It's the result of what you do. And we did that well over 10 years with a 300% shareholder return. I compare profits to the white blood cells in your body. You need the white blood cells to survive. But you would agree with me as well that we don't live just for our white blood cells. We have a deeper purpose. Now, articulating a purpose is probably the easy part. It's the how that is the most challenging. Creating this durable value for multiple stakeholders, whilst also delivering eventually the shareholder return. And that often is a Herculean task that is not easy to do. What it requires is, instead of overlaying purpose at some high superficial level in the organization, it requires us to infuse purpose in all aspects of the enterprise, including the strategy, its core products, its processes, and yes, its relationships with all of its stakeholders. And the more a company can show that its purpose is delivering value to all of its stakeholders, the more you're able to compete successfully and profitably for the longer term. So what to apply our purpose to? Well, I would say there are two most burning issues that we're currently facing that we need to address. The one is climate change and the other one is inequality. Frankly, two sides of the same coin. On climate change, we're well off track. In the next 10 years, we're forecasting a further 16% increase of CO2 emissions when we need a 45% decline. We've lost already 68% of all of our species, reptiles, birds, mammals over the last 5 decades with the destruction of biodiversity. Half the world's rainforests are gone. When is it our turn? Inequality, we're not much better. 4.5 billion people living on less than $5 a day. 800 million people still going to bed hungry. 150 million people back in acute poverty as a result of COVID. I strongly believe that it is within our means to address these issues, as well captured by the Sustainable Development Goals, which have a simple objective to not leave anybody behind. This year is a year of delivery, a year of action if you want to, with the G7, G20, the COP26 in Glasgow, the UN Food Summit, the COP15 in Kunming on biodiversity. This is the moment that we can put words in actions. In fact, that we need to put words in actions. And it requires you, it requires all of you. More so than ever, the voices of the young count. You understand more than anybody else that it's not about the billionaires, but it is about touching the billions of people, which I believe is the true definition of a billionaire. You understand better than anybody else that it's not a short-term game to satisfy some self-serving shareholders, but that it is the long-term game to save humanity. You understand very well that it is not about exclusion of the many, but that it is about inclusion for all. COVID has shown that there are no healthy people on an unhealthy planet. It has cost us an enormous amount of money to address the COVID issue and to save the lives and livelihoods. $16-17 trillion pumped in the economies. $25-26 trillion lost in GDP. If COVID has shown us anything, it is that the cost of not acting has now become significantly higher than the cost of acting. So let's work together to act. Let's come together in ambitious and radical new partnerships, partnerships for humanity that work on the system instead of in the system, that set the courageous goals that are needed, not the minimum goals we can get away with. I have just 3 simple requests for you. The first one is not start demanding why we should do this, but actually start demanding when we should do this. The curse of my generation has been the endless debates about why we should do something to act. Why is climate change there, or why is it bad? Why can we promote economic equality and at the same time economic growth? Is the role of business to create jobs or to make money? We've been paralyzed by these debates. We grew apart instead of growing together. We favored our own self-interest above the interest of all of us. I believe that the arguments are now won. So we have to move from the why and stop asking ourselves why to the how and start focus on implementing and pushing for the changes that are needed without delay. Trust is built ultimately not only by a strong sense of purpose, but also increasingly by driving for real impact. My second demand for you is to speak up. Don't be silent when promises are not kept. The say-do gap is still too high in too many places. It's the duty of any optimist like yourself working these issues to ask the right questions. If you see companies making promises on diversity but not delivering on them, whatever diversity it is, call them out. If you see CEOs publishing environmental targets that seem to be bold, but then using trade associations to lobby for the other things, call them out. If you see politicians making lofty promises of building back better, but then spending the money on little hobby horses, their own interest or short term, call them out. The third request from me to you is to be part of the net positive movement. Earth's Overshoot Day, being July 29th this year, means that we cannot even have a less bad CSR or a circular economy, but that we need to move to a restorative, reparative, regenerative economy. And that is what we call a net positive economy. I just published a book that is called Net Positive: How Courageous Companies Thrive by Giving More Than They Take. Being net positive for me is a movement that describes how successful companies profit not from creating the world's problems, but from solving them. For businesses to be successful long term, they have to show that they have a net positive impact in this world, making this world better for all. Otherwise, why would we want to keep these companies around? They understand that they have to move from CSR, corporate social responsibility, or less bad, to RSC, to becoming a responsible social corporation. They understand that they have to take responsibilities for their overall social and environmental impact in the world, that they have to work to optimize the return for all of their stakeholders, employees, suppliers, customers, the planet, and yes, future generations. They also understand that they have to partner together with civil society and governments to drive the broader systems changes that are needed. Yes, I'm calling for a net positive movement with you at the heart of it, because you know what it takes. You know, and you are innovative enough to make it come alive. Just imagine food and agricultural companies embracing regenerative practices, making soil healthier, protecting biodiversity, giving decent livelihoods to the smallholder farmers. Or what about construction companies making cement that actually takes carbon out of the air? Or media companies helping people find the truth and strengthening democratic processes versus weakening them? Or what about governments and international institutions that make the bold laws not to serve their own interest or the lobbies of fossil fuel or any others, but laws that are in the interest of people, not in the interest of money? I believe that we're at a seminal moment, that this could be the biggest economic, social, and planetary opportunity in our lifetimes. And it needs you to think net positive, to actually act net positive, to demand net positive, and above all, to drive the net positive movement. You are 50% of the population now. You're going to be 100% of the population tomorrow. I thank you for what you're doing. You give us energy, you give us hope, and together we can do it. I wish you all the best with the World Cup, but above all, in your journey in life to become a purposeful leader. It was the Nobel Prize winner Wangari Maathai who said that in the course of history, there comes a time when humanity is called upon to shift to a higher level of consciousness, to reach a higher moral ground. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that that time is now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul Pullman. Thank you for all you've done and continue to imagine and do in support of Enactus. And now, it's time to continue our trip around the world, so hang on to your chair, your couch, your sense of direction, and your sense of purpose. It's time for the second half of the Enactus presenting teams.
How might we develop a scalable solution to improve the livelihoods of common Kenyans? Project Agri, an agri-tech project that not only seeks to help farmers increase the shelf life of their produce, but also disseminate skills that can be monetized and ultimately empower them to build their social strata.
Our map works as follows. The blind person approaches the map and recognizes the info button by the Braille font. Brief information about the map and instructions for use are reproduced.
We increased our production capacity to 26,000 units per month, succeeded in reducing the cost price from 17 to 11 cents, increasing the profit margin to 50%.
Together, the 39 students of Enactus Utrecht united in 7 meaningful enterprises and think tanks. And most importantly, together, we made a positive impact on 370 people.
In all, a total of 77 retail stores and organizations
solar PayPal sanitary pads in 20 communities across 5 states in Nigeria. We have also set up a store on Jumia, the largest e-commerce platform in Nigeria.
Group Project is a green initiative which utilizes biogas system focused on the conversion of waste products such as food waste, livestock manure, and liquid waste to produce biogas or methane through anaerobic digestion, which turns waste into 100% clean, low-cost, low-residual waste, sustainable, and renewable energy.
Our project represents 3 global goals.
We educate people about adoption and pet care. We create webinars with experts to raise awareness of what it means to have a pet, especially adopted.
We try to save pets' lives by finding them a new home. We are a link to improve the quality of life for unwanted animals.
With a potential local market of $14.88 million, Biosweet proceeds to gain 1.5% of its market in its first year, growing through 3.1% in its second and 5% in its third. This is an equivalent of over $223,000 in sales each of the next 3 years.
Hydroponic technologies increase the productivity of farms by 60%. Their location within the city reduces the cost and makes greens available to thousands of people.
Moreover, cyclic systems reduce water use by 90%.
We then rolled up our sleeves and embarked on a mission to better the lives of our people. This journey led us to Mpangi, Mtubatub, Umbumbul, and 17 other communities in the province of KwaZulu-Natal who are battling with the collateral damage of our failing economy.
To give you a concrete idea of UFeed's advantages, let's take a look at the results of our competitive research. UFeed is 30% cheaper on the average, contains nearly 3 times more crude fiber, which makes UFeed an alternative both affordable and efficient.
Our target audience receives $300, that equals more than 4 Genius monthly pensions. But we also help them to socialize, develop soft skills, make friends, and show that our society accepts them and appreciates their work.
Each pint we sell saves 160 grams of CO2 from being emitted into the atmosphere. Across our entire supply chain, the impacts multiply, enabling us to save over 14,000 tonnes of CO2.
Each audience leader carries a looking glass in their mobile kit. The impact of this small tool cannot be underestimated. What is the first thing that someone wants to do when they put on a pair of glasses? They want to look through a looking glass and see themselves. This is literally the first step in giving them the gift of sight.
Project Fundo Smart, a cloud-based IT solution and integrated education system designed to improve access to quality education through offering an affordable, accessible, far-reaching, and bespoke e-learning solution.
Thanks, Jeff. Looking great. That's right. It's time for the Enactus World Cup 2021 Rock, Paper, Scissors Sponsors Championship. In the Impact League is Ford with the color silver, represented by Janice. Unilever in blue with Nicole. Ford Motor Company funding green with Aaron. And in the Innovation League, we have AIG in orange with John. We have Bic in black with Sam. TSM in purple with Dana. And Harmony in red with Amy. Our first matchup features Ford against Ford Motor Company Fund. The Ford purpose is to help build a better world where every person is free to move and pursue their dreams. Next up is Ford Motor Company Fund. Since 1949, Ford Motor Company Fund has invested more than $2 billion to strengthen communities and make people's lives better in 50+ countries around the world. Ready, rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! We have a winner, Ford Motor Company Fund. Congratulations, you move on. The first round in the Innovation League features BIC versus AIG. AIG is a leading global insurance organization with operations in approximately 80 countries and jurisdictions. They are committed to helping individuals, business, and communities prepare for and respond to times of uncertainty. BIC brings simplicity and joy to everyday life. They believe in providing simple, inventive, reliable choices with the planet, society, and future generations in mind. Ready, rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! We have a winner! Congratulations to BIC! In the next matchup in the Innovation League, we have Harmony versus DSM. Harmony is a gold mining and exploration company with more than 70 years of experience. Harmony is currently South Africa's largest gold producer. DSM is a global, purpose-led, science-based company specializing in nutrition, health, and sustainable living. Their purpose is to create brighter lives for all. Ready, rock, paper, scissors, shoot! 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 Harmony won both. Harmony is the champion, the most confusing matchup we've had so far. Welcome to the semifinals. This round we have Unilever versus Ford Motor Company Fund. Now Unilever had a bye in the first round, so let's learn about Unilever. Unilever's passion is to make sustainable living commonplace. It's why they come to work, it's why they're in business, it's how they inspire exceptional performance. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, we have a winner! It's Unilever. Unilever, how do you feel?
I feel good, look good, and I'm getting more out of life.
Hey, that's their real slogan. It's time for the semifinal round. On the other side of the bracket, we have BIC versus Harmony. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! We have a winner! Congratulations, BIC. Welcome to the final round. This is what you've been watching for. We're gonna crown one champion. It will either be Unilever or it will be BIC. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! We have a winner! Congratulations, BIC. You are the champion. How does it feel?
Feels great. Really amazing competitors, but came out on top.
Congratulations to BIC. You won the 2021 Enactus World Cup sponsor Rock, Paper, Scissors Championship. But here at Enactus, we all win. Thanks to our sponsors, we couldn't do without you. Back to you, Jeff. Looking great still. Thank you, Jeff. You're looking great too. Hey, Adesina, I think we should do a quick rock, paper, scissors to be the hosting champion. Ready?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, you win. Except, let's check with the judges. Oh, hashtag we all win.
Hey!
All right, let's move on. All this year and right through 2022, we celebrate 20 years of the Enactus World Cup. Throughout the year, we will continue to find opportunities to feature the student presentations from the EWC at events around the world. We invite you to do the same so that the greatest thing you can do right now at this moment is go to enactus.org/World Cup. Copy the link and invite friends and family to experience the Enactus World Cup 2021 now through November 21st. I happen to know you have a lot of friends. And with this invitation, you're about to get a whole lot more.
Thanks, Jeff. I will be sending invite links, enactus.org/World Cup to friends as well. And you know, you're on my list.
Hey, all right. Well, hey, still coming up today is the early stage showcase with special Enactus alumni guest hosts and the One Race for Oceans. The final 4 teams are going deep for all of us. See you in just a few, celebrating 20 years of Enactus World Cups starting this week. This is the Enactus World Cup 2021.